Peace and love, everyone. Welcome to the channel where we discuss astrological, metaphysical, and historical principles to help you on your path to enlightenment. And I know it's a late one, so I'm not going to keep you all long. At least I'm not going to try to. But I hope you all have been having a great week so far. And this week is going to be a great week to work on your shadow. As you can see in the thumbnail, it's time for some shadow work, and we have Groundhog Day coming up. And we also have a lot of shadow work to do this week. It's going to be an inspirational week. And I like to say inspirational because some of the events that's going to be happening. So let's just jump right into it. And I'll pull up the chart. We have here Monday, starting off the day or the week with an inspirational day. And as you can see here, we have a Lunar New Year that took place last week and is still carrying out into this week and up until the next full moon, actually, and that is Sunday. Okay, now this is going to be an inspirational week. Peace and love, Sandy Burwell. Good to see you and Print Out Ill as always. And we have a inspirational day brewing. Now the day is going to start off slow, of course, because we have the moon actually going to be moving into Gemini, squaring Venus that's in Pisces, and this is going to be challenging because of your expectations of other people and then their expectations of you. So they're going to clash. Then you're also going to have the moon in Gemini making a sextile to Jupiter and Aries, which this is actually going to make you have a desire to act and take action. But it's also going to make your networking easier, and it's also going to uh, make it easier to for you to get around with this energy in Gemini. Now you got the moon in Gemini conjunct Mars in Gemini, plus you have the moon in Gemini trine in the sun in Aquarius. And this is going to give you that urge or that need to collaborate and get things fulfilled when it comes to working with others. Peace and love, Wanda Dawson. Good to see you. Um, and we miss you too. Now, when we look at some of the key things, I ain't going to be long winded on Monday, but some of the key things that you want to definitely look out for since the moon is in Gemini, you're going to make sure that you express yourself through some creative writing. Write down some things that will help you to be reflective, as creative as possible. So this can even be storytelling, story writing, and then you also want to write things that can help you get paid. Don't just write just to write. Write to get compensated. Also, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules commerce and trade. So get paid for your writing. You also want to make sure you check your emails because there's some important information during this time that needs to be received and sent. So send some important documents on this day or some important messages. And you definitely want to be present in your meetings. Peace and love, Rain. If you have meetings, important meetings coming up, I know I do tomorrow. You want to be present as possible, be as attentive as possible, vocal as possible, and be more hands on. Gemini represents the hands and arms. So you want to be hands on, make sure that you are involved as much as possible. Now, moving forward to Tuesday, we have another inspirational day where you'll be inspired based off of something that will happen Monday. Now, on Monday, uh, this is where Mercury will be able to be seen at 4:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, for those of you who want to see this event, this is a good time to get up with this event to catch Mercury. Okay, be at a certain magnitude that you'll be able to see it. Okay, so you definitely want to get up at that time to see Mercury, um, and it's going to form a nice elongated pie in the sky. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure you look at that. Now, on Tuesday, again, this is a inspirational day as well. This is a perfect night. This will be a perfect night for night owls. So if you want to stay up and get some extra work done, this is a perfect opportune time for that. And you also have the moon in Gemini making a sextile to Chiron and Aries, but it will make a square to Neptune and Pisces. So here's some key things you want to make sure you do on Tuesday. With this sextile and Chiron and Aries, go ahead and hang out with some friends that you're close with, that you actually enjoy communicating with, And for those who be staying in the house, go ahead and change some of your furniture around, just to keep your mind active and keep yourself busy. Clean up some of your books and your DVDs, because I know some of you got them all over the place. And if you like me, got books all over the house, all over the place. So you definitely want to make sure you tidy up your books, get rid of some old magazines and newspapers, especially if you don't read them, you don't need them, you don't use them. Even if it's some old papers, clean up your papers. I know there's certain people, if you like me, a scientist, a mad scientist, got all your papers all over the place. But it's organized. It's organized chaos. You know where to find it. Other people may not understand your system, but you do. So go ahead and clean that up. Make sure you get organized as much as possible. And you do not, I repeat, do not want to start something new around the house or in general before you finish something that you started on this day. Because this day is ruled by Mars, and it's going to bring frustration on top of you not getting done the things that you desire to get done. So just start one thing, finish that, and then move on to the next. Then you also want to stay off of social media too long on this day. I know social media is a place where you can browse and scroll and scroll and scroll, but it's not that social. You're just watching the highlights of other people's lives who are portraying only the good parts of their lives, or not even the good parts. They're portraying a lie of what they desire you to think about their lives. So don't go scrolling, 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 going into the land of I wish on this day. And then if you're going to come in contact with your siblings, don't go into an argument with them just because you're used to the mental jousting. Okay. And of course, you want to make sure you keep the gossip to a minimum on Tuesday. Because again, we like to fight as a people. I don't, we, a lot of our people can be real good stunt people because we can fight real good. We'll be in those movies, no problem. So just keep the gossip at a bay. And then, of course, on Wednesday, again, another inspirational day, Mercury ruled day. Mercury is direct, Mars is direct. Um, and so we see the Mercury, again, can be seen on Monday at sunrise at, well, not sunrise, but at 4:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to see that, again, that's a good time to see that. And on this day, the moon will be moving into Cancer, a water sign. So if you want to be in tune with the moon, go ahead and make sure that you paint with some watercolors. Okay. And even you can soak in a scented bath. You get some essential oils and all that good stuff and make a bath and soak in it. And then also, you want to make sure that you buy some probiotics and or some vitamins. Some of it, your guts is filled with bacteria, and it's a good chance to opportunity to clean that out. And the moon rules the stomach, so go ahead and clean that out. Get some probiotics or prebiotics to help with that, and make sure that you don't consume too much dairy on this day. And of course, we see that you can judge yourself based off the past when the moon is in Cancer. It deals with the past lives, past reflections, past memories. So don't dwell on the past and start to judge yourself based off it, because then you will emotionally eat based off of that. All right. So then, of course, on Thursday, this is where we have Groundhog's Day. Now, this whole week is going to be an inspirational type of week. And Thursday is a Groundhog Day. And the whole thing behind Groundhog's Day is really um, it's pointed to something bigger than just a superstition. Okay, so normally this day is marked by the groundhog coming out, from this barrel, and it returns to his barrel if it sees its shadow. Now, when it sees a shadow, that means that there's 6 more weeks of winter. Okay, if it's sunny out, but if it's cloudy, that means that you're gonna have an early spring. So we can take from this that this shadow represents the dark side or the darkness. Okay, and the darkness represents a period of reflection, a period of transformation or hibernation, or an internal working that needs to be done. So this is actually a good thing that happens, and this is going to happen on Thursday the 2nd. So again, sometimes we like to paint the darkness as evil, Black is dirty, dark, evil, all these different things. But it's also is necessary. Okay, the darkness is necessary because again, when things are dark, this is when we're closer to the source, and the source being silence. This is being in the now, being in the present, and this is the only time that you really have or can control is the now. Okay, you can't go back to the past, can't change the past, you can't go to the future. You only have now, and that's why it's very important that you always remember that. And we were born in darkness. Okay, we were born in darkness and we thrived in darkness, so we comprehend darkness and we actually work well under the dark lenses, on the dark night. Okay, it's kind of like that movie, Dark Knight, Bane. Okay, what did he say? You know, he was born in darkness. You know, and that's something that we need to embrace. And when we lose our sight in life, sometimes that we have the ability to get our other senses strengthened. Okay, and when we lose sight of the material realm, this is when we get to see things from a different lens and our other senses get strengthened. And so when they get strengthened, the material realm is then wiped out. We get to focus really on the things that's important. Okay, those things that we're not bombarded with social engineering. We get to see what did we really come here to do and be. Okay, this is where a lot of the stuff that's hiding beneath the surface is hidden within ourselves. And this is a place where we get to do some shadow work. And sometimes when we shine under the sun, our shadows is doing something completely different. And sometimes your ego can get so triggered and the shadow gets active, but we try to suppress it. And sometimes when people trigger us, that shadow wants to come out, but we suppress that. So that's why sometimes when people can fall in love with the thought of you, but they not even realize or really know the real you. And this is a part of us when we suppress that dark shadow. Okay, we suppress that shadow, the part of us that's conniving, the part of us that's a liar, the part of us that's undisciplined or selfish. And this is a week where you get to work on all of those different things. Peace and love, Quentinville. This is a week that we get to really get to the core of why, go into the silence, the now, the source. Why are we like that? Why do we do these things? Or why is that a part of us? Because it's in each and every one of us, because it's in the collective. So this is a chance for all of us to get to work on that individually. And for those who want to work together, you can do it collectively. Now, I will say on Thursday, there's going to be the end of working collectively on this particular part, at least this week, because on Friday, this is where things begin to get tricky. You have tricky direct Mercury, direct. Now, I know you hear a lot about that retrograde messing up stuff, but here we got Mercury direct, and it's causing these tricky circumstances. So we have Venus that moved into Pisces. So for those of you who seek in love and desire love or partnerships or relationships and ideals, may not be how you desire it, but it's there. This is an opportunity now to start off. Things are going to go great this day as far as love and all these different type of things. But then you see the thunderstorm hit, and this is where the frustration is going to come out of nowhere. You might be saying, well, how's it going to come out of nowhere? That's because you have the moon leaving Cancer, entering into Leo. And when the moon gets into Leo, things get dramatic. Leo is all about, the throne, wanting to shine the most and wanting to be seen in the leader. And this is actually what's happening on Friday. So on the day of love, you get all of these things emerging and all of this energy of suppression, power struggles, all of this stuff happening on Friday. So the beginning of Friday starts off pretty good, and you also want to be kind to others on this day. Um, Give your loved one a big hug on this day, because you never know what they're going through, and people don't tell you, and they're not going to tell you. But if you can read and sense the room, use your instincts of the moon to sense those around you that really need help. This is going to be crucial on that day. Give your loved one a big hug. I'm going to say it again. Give your loved one a big hug, because you never know what they're going through on this day. And again, be instinctual. Follow your instincts on Friday. You see here, it starts off a loving day, and that day could just turn and you not know what's happening beneath the surface. So use that on Friday because that is actually coming, and you don't want to again react off past events. Well, I'm not hugging them, I'm not touching them, I'm not speaking to them because they did XYZ. Now what they did might be because of what they're still currently going through, and you not know that. So you want to not get in a bad mood and make decisions based off your bad mood on this day just because things seem to not go in your favor or going in the direction you desire. Then you start making bad choices because you're moody about the thought or the illusion of things not going in your favor. And this can trigger you, and then things can actually get bad. So now that's Friday. On Saturday you got something completely different. This is you see here a tornado. Okay. You see, you got a tornado, hurricane, whatever one you want to accept this as. You have this happening on Saturday, Saturn's Day, Satan Day, the dark light, okay, being spread around on Saturday. Okay, you don't have just the angry face, you got a stank face. All right, this is uh, moon moving from Cancer to stomach to Leo, stank face, breath, smell like the bowels. This is what you're getting. People are going to be controlling, they're going to be manipulative. This is what you're getting in that energy that we dealt with last year. That manipulative energy is back. Okay, on Saturday, a whirlwind of energy of just like this is happening. So be prepared on Saturday. Now, as you can see, the entire week started off good, and then Saturday, starting on Friday, the end of Friday evening, and then going into Saturday, this is where you're going to need to limit your interactions with people as much as possible. And if you do have interactions, just remember that they are going through their own process as well. But they will, and this could even be you. You can fall prey to this. The shadow will rule. So again, this week is about working on the shadow, dealing with the shadow, and this is the opportunity to embrace the darkness. Okay, so on Sunday, again, Sunday is going to be a good day. Now, you don't want to get too much work done on this day because Saturday you should just take a rest. Okay, and things going to be revealed on Sunday. So you've been waiting to get a call. You've been waiting on, is this person going to text me back? You've been waiting on, am I going to hear from the job? You've been waiting on, all these different type of things. Well, the decision is going to be made, and things are going to be revealed during this phase, during this period. So it might be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, so the revelation period begins, and you should step away from those people in these situations. Don't get drug into these situations and uh, got to do more shadow work because you let them win. Okay. When other people, you do stuff because other people do stuff, that means they got control over you. So take control over this situation, take control over this week. And if you guys want to be getting up early for this Mercury, I'm going to let you guys go to bed now. You guys enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you all in the next live. And peace and love and Hotep. You guys continue to do your work. I'm proud of all of you. I hail them.